Education, the state of our public education and education reform in Michigan is a huge topic and a huge concern for everyone in the state. Joining me right now is Dr. Lawrence Wells. He's chair of the board of directors for the Charter School Authorizers and director of the charter school offices at Ferris State. Thank you so much for joining us.
My pleasure.
And also joining us, Dr. Tim Wood. He's special assistant to the president for charter schools at Grand Valley State University. Gentlemen, thank you so much for joining me.
It's our pleasure. Thank you.
When we talk about education reform, tell me how you believe that charter schools in the state of Michigan fit into that conversation. Let me start with you.
Well, the mission of the Michigan Council of Charter School Authorizers is to advance choice. Choice is very important, and we do that in two ways. Number one, we promote and support quality oversight. The second aspect of that is to be sure that, in fact, the council speaks as the unified voice for authorizers in Michigan.
Before we get to the quality oversight question, which I know has been brought up multiple times when you talk about charter school, I want to talk about choice and what you believe that that word means when it comes to our kids' education.
When we talk about charter schools and choice, we also talk about opportunity. That choice is a choice for parents and opportunities for kids to receive a solid education. Where Grand Valley is placing charter schools, we're placing charter schools in school districts that have failed kids for a number of years. And when we put a school in a school district that has not served kids well, that parent now has a choice to go to what we believe is a quality school.
All right, so let's talk about perhaps some of the success stories that have come out of the charter school movement in Michigan.
We have a number of children that graduate from our charter schools that opt to take advantage of a scholarship that we offer at Ferris State University. As a matter of fact, one of our high schools, a strict discipline academy for adjudicated youth, that young lady received a scholarship, and she, in fact, will be graduating a year from now. So it gives them a second opportunity at life.
Just to follow up with that, there was just recently, in February of this year, 13, Stanford University conducted the Credo study, in which they found Michigan charter school students, on average, are receiving 2 additional months of academic growth than their public school counterparts. And in Detroit, charter school students in Detroit are outperforming traditional public school students by 3 months. And that was a 5-year study based on the measures of or the MEP test given the state of Michigan.
Well, there also have been some skeptical and criticizing reports of the charter school movement here in Michigan that perhaps it is growing too fast and that there isn't enough oversight. How do you respond to that criticism?
You know, I think some of the criticism is legitimate because I do believe we have some charter schools that need to be closed. If they're not performing at a high enough level, then they should be closed. At Grand Valley, we've closed 13 charter schools since 1995, mostly for poor academic performance. We're looking at bringing in national operators who have been successful in other cities to operate charter schools in Michigan. We're no longer taking guesses as to whether or not a charter operator could be a good school operator. We're taking proven commodities and bringing them into Michigan.
You know, I think in that some of the concern with parents, if when they hear about charter schools and they hear some of those instances where there have been low-performing schools, and then they have concern about whether they're going to put their children in there. What would you say to them about finding out about the charter schools that are in their area and the choice that they do have for their students?
I think the record of the authorizers in Michigan speaks for itself. We've closed over the duration of the movement in this state alone. It's approaching 70 schools, and primarily they were closed because of low performance. So if you are a charter school and you are performing low and you cannot take advantage of the opportunities that we as the authorizer provides so that you can have acceptable rates of student performance, then in fact the school may very well be closed.
But bottom line is that you do have some very, very successful charter schools in the state of Michigan
Absolutely.
that are giving kids the opportunity to have a different kind of curriculum that they're maybe not getting at the school around the corner from them.
There are absolutely a number of success stories, especially in the city of Detroit. Our graduation rate for our charter schools in Detroit is above 80%, whereas in the city it's around 60%. A neat function that Excellent Schools Detroit is now doing, providing parents with information about
with that grade sheet, right?
They're issuing letter grades, which charter school, which public school, which private school is performing at a certain level, and they're issuing grades. Parents can be better consumers and select charter schools or a private or a public school based on real data.
Bottom line, that parents want the best for their kids, and they
They
need
do.
to have
Absolutely.
they need to have the
Absolutely.
tools to find that out.
We believe in choice, but parents need the correct information to make the proper choice for their child. And I have to echo what my colleague, Dr. Wood, has said. Excellent Schools Detroit has a means of determining that, and they communicate with the parent population in Detroit. And just as they're doing that in Detroit, that's something that needs to be considered across the state.
Dr. Wells, Dr. Wood, thank you so much for joining me. I
It's our
appreciate
pleasure.
it.
It was our
Thank you.
pleasure. Thank you.
Appreciate it.